Hey, what's up guys? In this video I will show you how I prepare the SSX10 for the game that I'm gonna play tomorrow. Now here it's really about, going through all the different steps of what I'm doing to the gun before the game, meaning, talking about suppressor choices, how to mount them, different stock choices, how I set it up with my play carrier and all of this. So if you're thinking about getting an SSX10 or if it's just interesting for you how I do it, this is a video for you. You can also check out the gameplay on the main channel. It should already be live by the time this video goes live, so you can also see this SSX10 in action. So that's the box. Let's open it. If you will get one, you will get it the same way. Manual. Basically, you can scan this and it brings you to the academy, to the NOVRITSCH Academy, which is, I think, 1 hour of content just about how to run this gun, how to take it apart, how to put it back together, and all of that. Good. In the box, we have the SSX10, of course, with the HPA hose, because this is an HPA gun. Barrel cleaning rod, and then we also have here the charging handle. That's it. That's all the content. And now you might be wondering, hey man, there's no stock on this gun. And that is true. It has a Picatinny base, and we decided to just not include a stock because, many people actually already have one. If you have an SSG10 A3, you can put that stock on it. It's gonna look like this here. That's the A3 stock. So yeah, we just kind of wanted to keep it open and not have people pay for a stock that, maybe they don't even need because they already have it. Of course, when you get it, check if there's any damage on the rifle. Everything looks good on this one. Cool. First thing to do is install the charging handle. This doesn't come in the box because otherwise the gun would become a lot bigger and the box would be bigger. You would pay more for shipping. And we don't want that. Let's screw that in first. This one is ambi also, so you can put it on the left side or the right side, depending on what's your preferred shooting side. It can go in from here or from here. I'm right-handed, so it's gonna go on this side. Already comes with screw glue, so you don't have to, apply any screw glue. There's nylock on the screw, so you just screw it in here with any flathead or a coin even. Okay, that is the first step. Next is the stock. Also for any of this, just be aware that as long as there's nothing connected to this hose, the rifle is fully safe, so I don't need any iPro. But as soon as you connect, and even in the second that you connect, you actually want to have iPro on, because the gun can shoot literally in the second you can connect it, but we're gonna get to that later. Stock, now again, there's different options. The one we show the most is this one, because it's also the most affordable one. It's the stock that will also come with the SSR74 that's coming in a couple of weeks. It's this one, yeah. Skeletonized, quite lightweight, and it has a folding hinge. Which, by the way, if you get that, then it's good that you should really lubricate the folding hinge. There's a little lube bottle included with it. We can do that right now. There's a description on what exactly you should lubricate, but basically it's all the contact points on the stock, meaning where the wedging happens. So that's this little button here. Put some oil here. And some grease actually. This is not oil, it's grease. And then also right here on this little button, which is there to hold the stock in place when it's folded so that it doesn't flop around. Good, that's pretty much it. All right, making sure that's all smooth. Cool, we can put that away. Keep that loop, it's handy to have it. Maybe in a year or something you should redo this lubrication, so good to just have it. Okay, let's mount this stock. Just put it here in the back. Also here, this stock is actually ambi, so I could open this, loosen this screw here, and turn the stock around, and this way it would fall towards the right side rather than the left side. So if you put the bolt handle on the left side, then you also want to reverse this folding hinge. Otherwise the stock will interfere with the charging handle when you fold it. But I'm all right-handed, so I will just keep it as it comes out of the box. Now I am showing you this stock because I think that's what most people will get. But honestly, if that's my private gun, I would do it differently. I would actually use the skeletonized buffer tube. Maple Leaf makes this one, and we're offering it, and it fits into this folding hinge. So you can get the hinge, then the buffer tube, and then you can put a buffer tube stock on it. You know, I really got used to running the SSG11 and being able to adjust the length to pull on the go. I think it's quite useful and I really like it. And having the option of length adjustment and folding, for me, I think it's really appealing. So that's how I would run it personally. But yeah, to kind of show, I think what most people will do, it's also the cheapest option. I put on this one. Good, press the hinge, fold it, test it, cool, all smooth. That's how you can transport it then, you know, quite small. It's actually a really small rifle. It's also really light, even though it's a full metal construction. But yeah, it's all aluminum, so it's I think it's the lightest sniper rifle we have. The lightest bolt action for sure. I believe it's lighter than the A1 even. Next I want to put on an Optic, and I found this one here in the office. Now we don't offer this one anymore, but I saw that it covers really nicely the TDC from the top. I don't know, it looks really sophisticated, so I'm gonna put on that. I think most people are gonna get this one though. If you don't have one yet, this is the 124 times LPVO. It is by far the cheapest LPVO that we're offering. I think it does the job. It's also light, I think it fits the rifle. You probably don't have access to this one. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna put on, because I really like how it looks on this rifle. Now when it comes to mounting optics, before I mount it, I always check how's the eye relief on it and can I work with it. So I basically try to aim very naturally, and then I see how is my... No, I want to bring it further back. Probably even as far as I can get it. Yeah, that's comfortable. Cool. Gonna tighten it right here. If you're wondering what that fancy looking scope mount is, this is a repro of the scope switch actually. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a device where you run your hand along the handguard with a pulley and it adjusts the zoom of your LPVO. I cannot mount that whole system here, but again, I think the mount just looks really cool. Good, then next I wanna put on the suppressor. There's also a couple options. I personally want to go with the modular suppressor V1. That's this one. We brought it out back then for the SSX23 and it's really light, and I kinda like to stick on this rifle with just the idea of being as light as possible because it's short, it's compact, and once you put cameras on it gets heavier, so everything else I want it to be light. So that's why I go for this one. You could also get the big boy. You know, anything really will fit with a 14 counterclockwise, but I think looks-wise it also makes sense. I think what most people will go for on this rifle is this one. I think looks-wise it is the best looking one. This is the integrated suppressor, but it's a bit heavier than this one, and I already have that one. So that's what I'm gonna go for. When it comes to the baffles on the inside, I have the new Phelps baffles in this thing. So here this one is already open. Let me just show you on this one. Basically, these are new inserts that work better than the acoustic foam that we are offering with our suppressors. So this is an aftermarket baffle, and it's just better. Like, I was really surprised when we were experimenting with this material that this one is just more quiet. So, you know, something you can look into. I think it's interesting for HBA and non-blowback gas rifles. On an HE you will not hear the difference, but on rifles that have the potential to become really quiet, these Phelps baffles make quite a difference. So yeah, something you can take a look at. Let's put on this one. When you tighten this suppressor, you know, if you tighten it really hard, it could happen that you start unscrewing the suppressor adapter. If that happens, you can just literally Loctite it into place with medium strength or even the hard Loctite. Be aware, however, if you ever want to take this off, which you might want to because maybe you want to put a barrel extension for higher powers, then you know you don't want to use a too hard Loctite because then you can probably never take it off again unless you heat it up with a blowtorch. So yeah, something to be aware of. I don't need the barrel extension because I'm gonna run it at around 2.8 joules, and for this the short version is just enough. But if you want to go higher, you know, toward like 3.5 and even higher, then you wanna put the barrel extension and the longer inner barrel. Not for me though, because the game doesn't even allow it, so I'm not gonna bother. That's how it looks like. Actually, I forgot a very important thing. Okay, let me take off the suppressor again because I want to clean the barrel before shooting it. It's a sniper rifle, and you know, we clean the barrels from factory to a degree, but there's a lot of dust in the containers, and you know, there's the salty air in the sea transport, so it will never be perfectly clean. when you receive it. And barrel cleaning on a sniper rifle, you would be surprised. It makes quite a difference. I would even say the first 100 shots of a clean barrel are quite a bit more accurate than, you know, the ones afterwards. So I even know people who run a cleaning rod in the lunch break through the gun to really get the best accuracy. Not something I'm doing because I'm always busy with cameras and stuff. But yeah, something you might want to start as a habit. Our maintenance kit does come with cloth inside, but this one was used so much already, we're out of it. So I'm just gonna use here this kitchen paper. Barrel cleaning rod is included, so you can use the included one, or the maintenance kit has a collapsible one. That's better for the field, but honestly, if I have access to the full length ones, I prefer these ones. Some rubbing alcohol. Don't use water for this stuff, or don't use, I don't know, dish soap or something. It will just leave residues in your barrel that are really hard to get out, and rubbing alcohol just evaporates, so that's what you want to go for. I will undo the hopper all the way, so just turn it counterclockwise until it stops clicking. Yeah, now it stopped clicking, so it's all the way out. Push it in until you feel a resistance. You can pull back the bolt actually, so you can go a bit deeper. Not too deep though, you don't want the tissue to get stuck in there. All right, yeah, this one is clean actually, so I don't have to run it a second time. So that's all good. Now I will leave the bolt open, and I will also take out the mag, which you do by, you know, press here, so it unlocks in the back. And then you push the button and you can pull out the whole thing. These are not 100% VS10 compatible. I mean, the shape is VS10 compatible, but there's a stronger spring in there to help feeding in this, because it has a bit of a feeding channel that's like this long. So yeah, you can try VS10 mags, but we cannot really guarantee feeding. I will just go with the standard mag. This one's feed 100%. So I don't recommend saving money on, you know, using different mags, because yeah, feeding issues are just a real pain. Now the barrel can air out. I will just have it here standing, so we get a bit of a chimney effect and the air just goes through. Meanwhile, we can set up the HPA bottle. Now I have an HPA bottle pouch just mounted to my plate carrier. This is how I'm gonna run it tomorrow. You can also use a backpack and put the bottle inside, but I run the plate carrier because of the shoulder cam mount. So I thought might as well just put it on the carrier. As for the bottle, there is different options. I'm gonna run the big boy tomorrow, but honestly, you can totally get away with these tiny bottles. Now, a small bottle is actually enough for the SSX10. You can totally run an entire game. I think you can easily get like 500 to 1,000 shots out of this bottle, which is more than enough for a bolt action sniper rifle. So if you wanna, you know, keep it lightweight, you can mount this one maybe sideways on your belt even, or something like this. But because our HPA bottle pouch is for big bottles, I'm just gonna run the big one. But be aware, maybe you're just gonna go for the small one. Gonna go inside here. There we go. Let's load up the mag. Running 46s on this one, the heaviest BIOS that we have. So before connecting this rifle to HPA, I actually want to put on iPro, because this gun can absolutely shoot as you connect it. So it's not, you know, you don't even have to pull the trigger, it's just you connect it and it shoots. And there's a few ways to avoid it, but better is to just wear iPro. Just wear iPro so you're safe, and make sure the barrel points in a safe direction. So iPro goes on. That's the magnetic mask, by the way. This is a pre-production with the thermal anti-fog here. Here, a quick sneak peek. Basically connects like this to your goggles. Been playing with it for the last couple games, and I think it's pretty nice actually. Now back to the gun. I will rack the gun before I connect it. Then I connect it, and again it's pointing in a safe direction. There we go. Mag goes in. So yeah, on this gun, what you really have to understand is that only when it's not connected, this gun is safe. Once there's a hose on this gun can shoot. There's multiple ways of making it shoot. There is, well, while you connect it, it can shoot by itself. And even if you bump it really hard, the gun, I mean hard, like you smash it into the ground, because it's a slingshot hammer, it can actually also fire. So if you go into a safe zone or into your home or whatnot, just The only way to make this gun safe is disconnect the hose. It's not about, you know, having your finger off the trigger and so on. It's only that. This is your only safety here. Just disconnect this thing. Good, with that out of the way, let's chrono that thing. So I will turn the hop up on again a little bit to have it where I will play with it, because that influences the power. Okay, 2.7, 2.7. Yep, 2.7 joules. I will just leave it at that power. I always like to keep a bit of a safety towards the limit, so I don't have to argue with the guy at the chrono. Good. So again, I talked about this little feeding tunnel. If you want to get all the BBs out, you just press the little latch on the inside of the mag well, and then the BBs fall out, just like so. Yeah, there we go. Now it's cleared out. But honestly, this is not something I would do in the, you know, to get into the safe zone. Just disconnect the HPA hose. This is how you make this gun safe. Let's shoot. See if it's clear. Yeah, now it's clear. But again, I disconnect it to make it fully safe. Now, when it comes to the sling setup, there is also multiple options. I personally like the Assault sling because it's very easy to adjust in length. I will most likely run it tomorrow connected here as a 1 point, because that allows me to shoot it left shouldered here like this, or also on the right. Can rack it both ways, it's not really in the way. And then if I walk back to the respawn, I can always, you know, bring it into a 2-point configuration, so it's a bit more stable and a bit more comfortable to walk around with. But yeah, during the game, it's gonna be mostly 1 point. Now, if I would want to have more power on this rifle, I could always just crank up the regulator. You know, this guy right here, just insert my tool, or maybe a different regulator and it needs an Allen key. Don't have the tool here right now. Yeah, you just crank it up and that gives you more power. If you want to know more about, you know, what power at what levels, what pressure and so on, your chrono is going to be your best friend, right? Just shoot, adjust, shoot, adjust. You can also look at the website to get a general idea of, you know, what BBs work best with what power, and some basic information on pressure. But the best way is really to just do it on the chrono and adjust it as you go. So I think that's pretty much it on this rifle. I don't think there's much more to it. You know, there would be a lever action kit, but I think the most classic way of playing with this is the bolt action. Now I'm gonna keep it like this. It's quite a basic setup. You know, there's no bipod, there's no lever action, all of this, but I wanna kind of experience it in the most minimalistic form, how it's meant to be used basically. But yeah, you can make other stuff out of this as well. You know, you can put a bipod, different suppressor, a stock with a cheek height adjustment, length adjustment and all of this. Yeah, so there's a really lot of options. Here on this one you can see it's folding to the right. So here the hinge was reversed. Just be aware that now it starts interfering with the bolt handle. So this one actually should fold to the other stock. Not sure who set it up like this. So yeah, that's it. That's how I set up the SSX10. There's really not much to it. And if you want to check out how this thing performs in action, you can head over to the main channel and there's going to be a gameplay. We're also going to link it in the video description. So yeah, that's it. See you guys on the next one.